inches is a good
Yeah, 8 inches is a long. It's a long blade.
That's a good one. You can hit me with a crowbar, but let my 8 inches get you.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Last Call podcast. My name is Mikey T, joined as always by Tristan.
Hello.
This week we are joined by Ellicott City power couple, Katie and Chris.
I did not know I was in the presence of greatness.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of or not.
Now I feel ill prepared.
I know.
You don't even live in Ellicott City anymore.
Yeah, we don't.
We never did, actually. I've never lived in Ellicott City. She hasn't either.
No,
so.
I definitely haven't.
Well, ignore everything I just said. They're just two people that we found on the street, and we're happy to be recorded on.
Absolutely. We didn't have anything else better to do tonight.
That's the story of our podcast, really. So, anyways,
Drag vagabonds in here and ask them about their budding alcoholism. That's basically...
So it's like, can I get $1? How you feel about podcasting? YouTube.com/MikeyTVersus and iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Check us out.
More videos.
Yeah. Eventually I'll get into the
They'll all get up there.
the 6 video backlog that I realized I'm in now. So
Skip the intros.
but
Just put them up there.
it's so
Raw
awesome.
footage. I know. It's really what makes it. That's, yeah. The
Yeah.
opening 2 minutes is always the best part of our videos.
It's true. I mean, I'm not going to sit and watch people talk for an hour, but hey, you give me something funny to look at least at the beginning. I'll stick around for a little bit.
That's true.
So, one of the things that we ask of all of our guests since our podcast was born in a bar is there an alcohol that you no longer drink? And if so, why?
I think this would be an easier question for her to answer because I'm going to have to think about it, but I feel like she probably has one or two off the top of her head.
Is there a shot that if somebody's like, hey, want to do some X? And you're like, no, definitely not. It's not.
I would say a shot of pure vodka. I don't do that anymore.
Just regular vodka.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I did that before, and it came through my nose, and you literally, it was terrible.
Does it burn just as bad coming through your nose?
Probably worse.
I think it burns worse. It was the
Yeah.
worst thing.
Oh, absolutely. I love Jameson. If I snarfed that shit like through my
Can you
fucking nasal
imagine?
cavity,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't think I can drink that shit anymore.
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah,
Just a slug.
yeah. After that, I blacked out though. So,
So, bonus.
I try not to do pure vodka shots anymore because
I just have an image of her at the bar just slugging one shot of vodka, grabbing her nose in pain,
Yeah.
and falling on the ground.
can you just imagine it coming through your nose? Oh god, it's terrible. But yeah.
It does make me uncomfortable. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I find a surprising number of people have the same feeling you do. Maybe not because they've shot it through their nose, but that they just don't do vodka anymore. And I find that strange because I think of vodka as tasting like nothing. Now,
I just don't think people do it as shots anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back in high school, or back when, you were in college.
It
or
might as well
whatever.
have been motor oil when you're.
Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, but that's
Pretty
what I'm
much.
saying. But now, like, I don't know. I think you'd probably know better because you're a bartender. But I kind of feel like I see people, mixing vodka cocktails, and I don't know.
Whiskey
that's
now.
different.
Whiskey now is everybody's doing Jameson. If you're gonna do something straight, it's Jack or it's Jameson or it used to be that everybody would just do shots of vodka, right? It'd be
Yeah,
I guess
that's what
it
I'm
was.
saying. When you were younger, I mean, that was like
not so much anymore. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
But how often do people go to the bar and order a Jameson on the rocks or Jack or whiskey on the rocks? I mean, does that even happen?
A fair amount. Surprisingly, in Colombia, there's. I mean,
what are the age ranges of that, though? I feel like that's like an old man. Like, my dad will go to the bar and
Well, thanks. I'm gonna go hang myself after the show.
either old men
Don't
or
do that.
sophisticated men that are,
Yeah, there we go. Old souls.
yeah,
In young, fantastic
that are rich in
bodies.
wisdom and know what the good drinks are.
It sounds like a good plan to me at this point in my life, because like my drink's a rum and coke, right? Like I love
Sure.
drinking rum and cokes. It's what I've drank my whole life. My problem is if I go out and get hammered rum and coke, I've drank a good amount of rum, but I've also drank a disgusting amount of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
You know, just multiple
don't you do Diet Coke?
cans. Well, actually, I do. It's actually Diet
that's,
Coke.
That's worse.
But it's still
Yeah.
Diet Coke worse?
yeah,
Yeah.
Why?
it is.
yeah, it's like filled
Okay.
with cancer. Like it's just basically.
Diet
But
Coke
regular
is pretty
Coke's
much made
not?
of cancer.
Yeah.
But regular Coke's not.
But they both are. Diet Coke is like
Coke Zero.
extra cancer.
I mean,
Coke
you-
Zero,
same thing.
zero cancer.
Yeah,
That's
That's
actually
what it should be. It
that's
should
for.
be 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 cancer. Right on the can.
I mean, that's a pretty good selling point.
right?
Does that
If you
make
could-
regular Coke with cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might start drinking Coke Zeros if it said that on the,
If it
on the
said zero
can.
cancer.
Yeah. Zero cancer.
Yeah.
That might be
Actually
a selling
kills
point.
cancer.
Hopefully somebody from the Coca-Cola company sees this.
Yeah.
Expecting some money back for that.
I mean, we are pretty big. We're a pretty big deal. Is Coca-Cola based in like Ellicott City, Maryland? Because if so, they might hear this.
Might be.
I don't know where they're based.
They have one off
Pennsylvania,
East
maybe?
Scooty in Rockville.
But yeah, no, I mean, to me, like at this point, you know, Jameson on the rocks or something like that seems like a good idea. So I don't have to drink 4 Diet Cokes to get hammered drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. For me, I'm like, if I have to go to a bar, and if I go to a bar and I'm like hanging out with my buddies, I'm not going to go to the bar and order, you know, something on the rocks and then sit there and sip it all night with my buddies, hanging out watching the game or something like that.
It's
You know what I mean?
beers.
Like, I feel like if I'm getting a glass of whiskey or a glass of, you know, rum and Coke or something like that. Well, maybe not rum and Coke. That's kind of a party drink. But if I'm not mixing anything, I'm hanging out. I'm on the couch. You know what I mean? Just like after a long day. But if I'm going to the bar and I'm hanging out with my buddies watching the game, it's either beers or it's, you know,
It's
shots.
beers
in between.
punctuated by shots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just me. But I'm not going to knock somebody that goes to the bar and, you know, I might like
struggle.
snicker on the other side of the bar.
Like
I
this
definitely wouldn't laugh
motherfucker.
at you to your face, but
It's-
I might just be
the-
like, "Did you see what Mikey's
This
drinking now?"
douchey motherfucker.
I went to an Orioles game with a buddy of mine once, and we went out early to, I want to say it was Smaltimore, and we went to go get breakfast. Like it was like 11 o'clock. It was like a Sunday afternoon game. So we go to Smaltimore, we sit there, and we eat whatever disgusting brunch concoction they come up with, and then we're drinking after that. And they had just come out with that. What is it called? It's like Not Your Dad's Root Beer or
Not
something
Your
like that.
Father's Root Beer.
Not
Oh,
Your
yeah.
Father's Root Beer. And I was like, that has piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
It's not a thing I'm going to eat all the time or I'm going to drink all the time, but I'm curious to see what that tastes like. So I was like, I tell the bartender, like, I'll take one of those. I'll try it. And he goes over and he gets it out of a cooler, and then he walks over in front of another guy who's far enough away from us that he didn't hear what I ordered, but he's close enough that I can hear what he says. And as the bartender is opening the bottle, he's like, "What faggot ordered that?"
Should have me.
That's
I did.
exactly what I did. I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, bro, yeah,
Yeah.
that's me. I'm sorry, I'm not
What
just drinking the
faggot
50-cent
ordered
Natty Boh
Oh
on
my
special."
God.
Yeah, and this wasn't 1998. Like, this is like a year ago.
That's
like, who says that
unreal.
anymore?
That's really funny.
Unreal. Middle school kids do.
Yeah.
Was
you
he in
know.
middle school? Was he in like 7th grade?
No, he was like your standard issue Baltimore 26-year-old bro, broing down with his
Gotcha.
bro and their Natty Bows. Like, so I was like,
Natty
I don't-
Bros.
yeah.
Natty Bros.
No, Chris has that tattooed on his arm, so
Yeah.
he can't talk much.
No, but I'm not
Natty
a natty
Bo?
bro.
I mean, I like.
He's kind of a natty bro.
I'm not a natty bro.
No, he's not a natty bro.
I
He's
don't
a
know.
classy man.
And I don't even really drink natty bro.
He's got the
Natty Bro.
champagne of beers in his hand.
Yeah. The high life. I live the high life.
Yeah.
There's a fine line. I like me some Natty Boh, but when you drink 12 of them at 11 o'clock in the morning, I
was gonna say I'm actually
problem.
more impressed that you went to an Orioles game on a Sunday and went to brunch before you got to the because my move when I go to Orioles games, and I haven't been in a long time, but this is like years past. I would get there at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and even to Ravens games.
Yeah.
We would get to Cross Street Market in Federal Hill with not an ounce of food in my system and would start drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we would just get those, like, I don't know if they still have them. I haven't been there in a long time, but Cross Street Market used to have these, like, 32-ounce, like, Slurpee cups, you know what I mean? And they would just fill it with beer. And they were like $5.
Oh.
So it was like dirt cheap.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
you would
It's
have
basi-
you'd
it's like
essentially
it's
have
like
to
a-
like you would have to drink it with both hands.
Yeah, it's like a soft plastic bucket, basically.
Yes,
Yeah, I know exactly
exactly.
what you're talking about.
And-
Can't be handled with one hand.
And you're like, yeah, and you almost like lose track of time, and you're like, you're only really basing the amount of time on how many beers you've drank. So, and this, I used to do it. This is back when Ray was. So this has been a while since I did it, but we'd always make it a point. We have to get back. Ray's about to come out. We have to get to the stadium, and you're like, well, it's got to be close because I've had 7 of these things, and it's like that's how you kind of gauge time. And
if only there were devices that would tell us what time of day it is.
so you were hammered drunk by 11 o'clock in the morning. By about the 3rd or 4th quarter, you were hungover, and God forbid it's like in September.
Oh yeah,
Because it's still like around 85, 90
Right.
degrees in the stadium. Worst game day experience ever, and I never learned my lesson. It wasn't like I did it one time. It was like, that sucked. I'm never doing that again. I'm like, all right,
your brain wipes. That
see you in
stuff
2
out.
weeks. Well, it's like any hangover. You wake up and you're like, I'm never drinking again. And then your buddies call you up like an
see
hour
you
later.
tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fine. But I'm not drinking that much.
I think we got brunch. I think it was a whole like big gay best friend weekend. Like I think we got hammered drunk the night before, and then went to the
Sunday brunch and then an Orioles game. That's pretty much the gayest, whitest
yeah. But I
thing
think
ever.
I think it started
Yeah.
like 24 hours beforehand. Like I think we went out Saturday, and then I think we went to the casino at like 1 o'clock in the morning
Okay.
and lost a bunch of money, and then came back and drank, at his house until whatever o'clock in the morning. With like no other people present.
That sounds like a brotastic wedding. Or a
Yeah, it was
weekend
like
wedding.
I'm pounding a lot of judgment on
You're like, these Baltimore bros.
what
who are
faggot
hanging
ordered
out.
that guy, but yeah, there was a whole lot of broing down going down, so I don't have a whole lot of room
Although,
for judgment.
I will say, as somebody that's been in the bar industry for a long time, I give people shit because it's the guy that says what fag ordered that is always the guy that's just sitting there drinking Miller Lite.
Right.
Like,
There's nothing wrong with that guy.
No.
Minus the homophobic slurs.
well,
But there's never a problem with the guy that's
no, I
sitting
don't
back
have a problem with
enjoying Miller
if you
Lights.
want to drink Miller Lite, that's fine. If you're drinking beers, that's fine. But the guys, it's always the guys that are like, oh man, you're drinking a vodka cranberry? What a pussy. It's like, I guarantee you this has double the alcohol. You're going to sip on that thing and then piss 14
Yeah.
times. And you're going to talk to me about,
Yeah, I guess it's
very
that
true.
connotation of putting fruit into your alcohol and
Where does that pedestal come from? Since when do people who are drinking
because it's that whole like
Bud Light at 10:30 in the morning get to be like, oh yeah, I'm better than
it's
you.
the macho, like
We need to turn it on
beer
those guys.
Yeah.
I get,
But I am that guy. I don't drink cocktails. I drink beers, you know what I mean? But I'm not a judgmental beer drinker.
That's the problem.
that's all that matters.
I don't care what you drink. I don't care if the
Yeah.
guy next to me orders a Chardonnay. I don't care because, to each their own and whatever,
I also don't like the guys who are like, oh, I only drink IPAs imported from
those are the real
eastern
ones that
half of Canada. Like,
those are the ones
fuck
that you
those
just want
guys.
to punch right in the face.
Yeah.
Can I if I automatically I don't care about your race, I don't care about your sexual orientation, your religion, I don't care what you do in your personal life.
Just don't drink a
But
damn
I
IPA.
I will judge the shit out of you if you ask to see a beer list from the bartender. That's when I'm
Really?
like,
Oh, it's that
you need to
intense.
walk your ass out of this
Yeah.
bar right now.
yeah,
And then I just fantasize about all the violent.
there are very
like-
few exceptions. Like, you go to Phoenix, you go to Judge's Bench or somewhere where it's like that's their thing.
Right. Like a ton of
That's
beers.
different.
Yeah.
Anywhere else, you're like, can I see the drink menu?
If you go into
have you ever
Applebee's-
drank before? You know what you fucking like.
If you go into
Order that and
Applebee's
drink
or
it.
TGI Fridays and ask to see a beer list, the manager should come out and strangle you to death.
Well, because those people.
That's when
Murder.
Seriously, a purge should happen to people that request to see beer lists at restaurants and bars that don't specialize in imported beers. That's all I'm saying.
He's angry.
I
as,
think it's
as long as someone dies. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Somebody
it's,
has to go.
I think it's an old school.
Whoops.
Well, there goes that. So we have a secondary camera. And it definitely
It's
just
beeping now. It's like, help me. I've fallen down.
it definitely just ate shit onto the fucking keyboard. Oh, it looks like the sad like butter.
I know. I feel bad.
It does.
For
It looks
What
like
is
the-
my purpose?
Yeah.
the butter
the
robot
the
from
little
Rick and
robot.
Morty.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's exactly.
Spread
Poor
that
thing.
butter camera.
Oh.
I think the beerless thing is an old school thing. I think it comes from like our parents' generation. They'd go to a restaurant, they'd have like 4 beers, right? My dad always used to go into a place and be like, "What do you have on draft?"
Right.
Because it used to be they'd have like 4 things on draft. and
Sure.
it wasn't always the same things, right?
Right.
So he's asking, what do you have? But like when I got started in the restaurant industry, like I was just working at a famous fucking Dave's, and people would come in and be like, "What beers do you have on draft?" I'd be like, "We have 18. Can you be?"
And they're
more
probably
specific?"
right in front of your face.
Well, they'd be like out in the restaurant area.
Oh,
but
okay,
it's like,
okay.
do you want me to stand?
So you're
here?
talking about waiting tables. I thought you were talking about bartending.
Well, I bartended there later, but yeah, they're out at a table and they're
Right,
like,
right.
what beers do you have? It's like 18. I'm not going to stand here and list
Yeah.
18 beers like I'm fucking
Yeah.
Yakko from Animaniacs.
It's like,
That was a
yeah, we
weird
do have
reference
Sam
that I
Adams,
made.
asshole. Everyone has Sam Adams.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Just order your Miller or Bud Light and get on with
did
your
it drive you crazy when you'd have to list off the beers and they'd be like, I'll just take a Budweiser.
Oh God, yeah. No,
Did you
that
just
was-
want to stab
no,
them
that
with
was
the
always
silverware
At
that
least
was in
half
front
of
of
the
them?
time, that's what's happening.
I eventually, memorized the list, and you develop a cadence, right? And so,
Yeah.
like, this was my little fuck you when people would be like, "What beers do you have?" And I'd be like, and I'd list off all 18 of them, and expecting people to be like, "Wow, look at him!" Nobody ever gave
You'd
a
like
fuck.
sing it to them.
Yeah, almost. It was like it wasn't quite like a little rap, but it was like it was definitely a thing that I did.
Right.
Nobody gave a shit. It was a stupid idea. And then it'd always end with them being like, "Yeah, Bud Light sounds good."
I'll
Please
just
tell
have
me.
a water.
Please tell me at least, like they would cut you off sometimes, right?
Yep.
I hope you continued right from where you were interrupted. That is my favorite thing.
You know what? I don't think
If
I
I
could do
start listing beers, you're fucking listening to all of them. Because if you're gonna waste my fucking time, I'm gonna waste yours.
that. That's fair.
If I go like Miller Lite, Bud Light, and they go Bud Light, I'm like Coors Light, Sam Adams, and I'm going 15 more beers, and you can suck a fucking dick. Fucking assholes.
How about Angry Orchard? Do you want to hear the cider list? Like,
Oh man, I'm surprised how many people ask like, for like options in ciders. I mean, I know some places have multiple ciders, but
I don't mind ciders.
I don't have a problem with them either.
No.
But that's another one. People are like, "Oh, you fucking pussy, you drinking Angry Orchard." I was like, that has a higher percentage than your Miller Lite.
Yeah, but it'll tear your stomach up,
and
man.
one of them is delicious.
Yeah.
My problem is like when I discovered ciders, like I went through this. I don't know if you'd call it a phase. Like I started playing rugby, and then we'd go to an Irish bar afterwards, and it was like a whole thing.
Throwing
and,
out.
and the one Irish guy on the team always ordered a cider, and I was like, "Well, fucking, if that's what you do after
Was
you
it a
play rugby
Magners?
with an Irish guy, it was."
Okay. I was gonna say, I couldn't see the connection between the Irish and then the cider, and then I was like, okay, maybe it's a
Yeah,
Magners.
it was
Okay.
Magners. Yeah. So I'd go and
It's actually a really good cider.
it's delicious. It's just the first one is delicious. The second one, you start to this is not a great idea, and then the third one is just awful. It's just like drinking sugar
Sugar.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
terrible.
It'll tear your stomach up, but like you said, the first two are really good going down.
Especially on a hot day.
Oh,
Yeah.
before it gets too long, you should probably crack that Natty Daddy because it's gonna
What, you don't want me to drink a warm one?
it's gonna taste warm either way. That's what we've determined.
Somehow this cold beer that I'm about to drink is
That's-
already warm.
It's its magic power.
Yeah, it's
Cracking a
made
cold
with
one.
like sadness and sorcery.
Oh,
So
all right. Well, how about I
Enjoy.
finish the High Life and then I'll start on the Natty Daddy.
sure, or just share it around. And
Okay.
enjoy.
What do you guys want?
Not with me though.
Go ahead.
No, I'll never drink another one of those again.
Why? What's wrong with them?
Like I said, you could chill that thing with liquid fucking nitrogen in a high pressure environment, and it would still taste like it was left on a back porch.
Does it
in
taste
90-degree
like
weather.
Steel Reserve or something?
Just
Does
try
it
it.
like?
Kinda.
Does it kind of
No,
taste
it
like?
tastes like a warm natty bow.
Yeah. So yeah,
I drank warm Natty Post.
It kind of has a
I
like
don't-
a malt liquor taste to it. I guess
I'm not going to
It
discriminate.
does taste like a malt liquor. Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah.
Some King Cobra or some Steel
Yeah,
Reserve.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
like-
like a
but-
real bad liquor.
The bad version of
Tastes like
Steel
a
Reserve.
40 after it's been taped to your hand for an hour.
Ooh,
That's
Fletcher's.
what it tastes like. Yeah. The Edward 40 hands. That's
Who
what it tastes
remembers
like.
that? Edward 40 hands.
Body temperature.
You know, for Halloween, that's what I should do for the show. Do Edward 40
Edward
hands
40 hands
for
on the show.
Are you talking? Is that a Fletcher's reference? Do you
No.
remember the club Fletcher's in Baltimore?
I remember it.
Okay.
Did they do that there?
They did. It was during the week. It was a Monday or Tuesday. And I just remember because they had bands playing upstairs, but 98 Rock would do the noise in the basement.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so it used to be
That's
before
why I heard of it.
Before
Okay.
it was at the Auto Bar, it was at a place called Fletcher's in Fells Point.
Yep.
And they would do they called it like the Wheel of Destiny or something kind of cheesy like that, but it was like it was a drinking
Yeah, you spin the wheel. Yeah.
and whatever it landed on, it was like it would either be something really nice, it'd be like free tab for the night, or it'd be half off or whatever, but one of them was Edward 40 hands, and you'd go up and they would use like basically a roll of duct tape on each hand.
Yeah.
And you couldn't take it off until they were both finished. And the worst part about that was that chances are you're probably already drinking for about, a good hour or two before,
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
before you did that.
You can't
and
do that.
And then I'm thinking, is there like a liability case? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
if somebody's already drank like a shit ton of booze.
I think you answered that question because where's Fletcher's now?
Exactly. Fletcher's turned into the Get Down, I believe, and I don't know what it is now. It
That
might
place
be the
closed
Get Down.
too.
Okay, so I don't know. What it is now.
Yeah, that place closed.
This was
for-
this was like around the time I turned 21. So this is age myself. This was about 15 years ago. So yeah, it was a long time ago.
Okay, you're not that old. That's
I turned 34
compared
tomorrow.
to us. Congratulations.
You made it.
Thank you. I'm the
least
34. The 34 club.
At least as far as we have. So that's all.
Yeah. Club I exit here sooner
Yeah.
rather than later. My problem with Edward 40 hands was always, anytime anybody talks about that, they always get into these weird, how do you take a piss strategies? Because you've got the 40s taped to your hands.
That's
and you're
not-
probably going to have to piss.
That's not their problem. Or not.
Well, yeah, for the bar, but
Now it's somebody else's problem.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So everybody was always like, oh, well, you either you unzip beforehand and then you use the tops of the bottles to get it out, or you get your bro to unzip you when it's time, or and I don't know.
Has to be a very loyal bro. And by the way, this isn't that bad. Wow. This isn't that bad, as I almost choke up
Well,
drinking it.
you primed the pump with Miller High Life, so
What's wrong?
it's probably
High life.
You primed the pump with it, so you manipulated the taste.
Is that what I did?
Just saying.
something.
chasing it with Miller High Life.
Yeah.
Let me try. I had wine, so it's probably gonna be terrible.
It's gonna taste like Moscato,
What a trooper.
warm Moscato.
Yeah, wait. What wine are we combining with this?
It's some kind of.
It looks like white
Notes
Zin or
Moscato.
something.
We got it from
It is a
Safe.
Moscato?
We got it from the
Yeah, it's
Safeway.
delicious, isn't it?
It
I
tastes
saw
like
that look on your face.
What is it? Oh god, I'm not
Red
gonna say it because
Moscato.
I don't remember the name.
What?
Something light, natural,
Natural light?
natural light.
Natty Light?
Natty light.
That's what it tastes
It's a
like.
natty daddy.
There goes the camera again. All right.
Well,
there
that's
goes
pretty
it.
equivalent.
So, I wanted to get into. So you are the drummer for. I'm going to get the band name wrong. CJ Miller.
CJ Ramone.
Ramone.
CJ Ramone. I was so close yet so
CJ
far.
Ramone.
I
You're
started
thinking of
good.
TJ Miller,
I'm thinking of TJ
the
Miller.
comedian.
CJ Ramone.
That's all right.
And you just got back from a 5-week European tour with them.
I did. We were in Europe for about 5 weeks. I think it was 5 weeks. But
It's all a blur.
It really is. But before that, we did another, I think it was close to 4 or 5 weeks in the U.S. So we did we did a full U.S. tour, and then I had 2 weeks off, and then we left for this massive European tour that I just got back from 2 days ago.
Tons of fun, I imagine.
Tons of, yeah.
So 5 weeks, how many shows do you think you're playing in there?
I think we did close to 30. I think we did 29 or 30 on this one.
So almost every night.
Oh yeah, we only had
They're getting their
a couple
money's
nights
worth out of
off,
you.
like 3 or 4
Okay.
nights. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I I'm still feeling it. I'm not recovered yet.
So you're 34. You're not 24.
Right.
So, and you're obviously still a drinker. Do you?
Not so much. Listen, I'm not that much of a drinker.
Well,
you
I mean,
you just said a natty daddy wasn't that bad.
Well, maybe it's because
Yes,
I'm
he
not
did.
used to the regular consumption of alcohol, so I don't really have anything to compare it to.
How about
so
a
did you
punch in
stay
the
Maybe I'm
dick?
just like-
so did you stay pretty
It's pretty
dry
close to
on
a
the
punch
tour?
in the dick.
You know what? I honestly, I didn't. Some of the guys did. There were a few nights where, a few like off nights that we really didn't have anything to do. So it was like, here's the thing: we would show up to a place, and on our hospitality rider, we would get a case of whatever local beer it was. So essentially, like if a band's coming through Baltimore, and they got what we
And
got,
only brown M&Ms.
it would be a case of Natty Boh. And then if you go to the next city, it's the city's local brew. All right, so Exactly.
A case, so like
man.
a
Light.
like a 30 pack.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it'd be a 30-pack and 2 bottles of Jack Daniels.
And there are what, 5 of you in the band?
There was 4 members, and then our tour manager and our merch person. So 6.
6 of you.
Yeah.
And you're get every one of 30 shows. You're getting a case of beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, most of the time we left, we'd either leave it behind and just they wouldn't get drank, or we'd give it to the support bands, or or we'd bag it up and take it to the next place with us, or we'd take it back to the hotel and partake, at night.
Sure.
But by the end of we would get, again, 2 bottles of Jack Daniels, 2 big bottles of Jack Daniels a night. So by the end of the tour, we had a box under the seat in our van that was just every slight little turn, it'd just be clanking around. And I mean, we probably had 12 or 13, 14 bottles of Jack Daniels.
Did you go everywhere in a van?
Huh?
Did you travel everywhere in a van?
Yeah, we had a Sprinter. We had a big kind of modified
Those
Sprinters.
tall ass vans.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Is that brutal? Or you're just kind of used to it.
well, we had we have a bunk. We had a bunk that would fit 2 guys, or 2 bodies up there.
No homo.
2 bodies.
2 bodies. 2 bodies
In
would
case
fit
somebody
up there.
picked up,
Right.
a rider on the
Well,
one
we're
before.
not gonna talk about that on the air.
Did somebody bang some chick from a tour stop right above your head? That's fucking
No,
amazing.
well, it wasn't-
Allegedly?
No,
We're big fans of allegedly. Last call
Yeah,
podcast.
allegedly.
Allegedly?
I'd love to know allegedly, as well.
Allegedly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Allegedly.
No.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, it definitely
there
wasn't
was
him.
there
Did
was
that happen?
no sex happened in the van.
That's a fucking lie, but
I'm telling you, it is.
I get it.
And let me
Okay.
tell you something. To put
Blowjobs count, by the way. You can't Clinton your way around this.
to put all
Yeah,
to
I would
put
say all that counts.
all rumors aside, or to asleep. I'm in a relationship. Our singer's married. Our guitar player's married, and our other guitar player's married. Or not married, but just has long term.
I laugh
Right.
sometimes too. Yeah,
So
just-
we we all behaved ourselves.
Did maybe you found maybe a guy who was.
How about this? Nothing
kinda
weird
fun
happened in the van.
and hanging out?
Nothing weird happened back there.
But wait,
we
wait, wait.
slept a
Weird
bunch
things
back
always
there.
Allegedly,
happen in
though.
vans.
But
No, not allegedly.
Logistically, if you had
Statistically,
if you had to bang someone in the top of the van, it could be done, right? Nobody did.
No, nobody
But you
did.
could.
And no, but no, it's
Had
actually
to?
it's one of those things. Like,
To
have
save
you ever had
the
a
world, somebody's like, you have to fuck this tour slut in the top of the van, or I'm going to detonate an orphanage.
Have you ever
Could
had
it be
a
done?
Those poor children.
No,
And if you did, could your bandmates hear you below?
no and yes.
Okay.
All right. No, it couldn't happen,
I'm
but yes.
so lost in the hypotheticals.
It couldn't happen, but yes, everybody else would be able to hear.
Okay.
Have you ever had like a CAT scan?
No. But
Okay.
I get
when
where
they
you're coming
when they
from.
Real
put you in the
tight like
tunnel
that.
and it's just like when you wake up, the ceiling. I know this isn't going to be good for audio, but the ceiling is about like it's about like
Right.
5 or 6 inches
Yeah,
away
yeah,
from
yeah.
your
It's
face.
pretty much in your
Yeah.
face.
So there's really no room You can
just
really
gotta-
just lay flat.
You just gotta roll
You can't even
over on
lay.
your side.
You can't even
Big
lay on your
spoon,
side.
Little spoon.
You can't even
Gotcha.
really lay on your
Okay.
side.
Nothing
I got
says
it.
intimacy like
Shoulder
a
shoulder
cat
on the
stand.
ceiling. Yeah. I would say you're better off.
But
Just side by side hand jobs.
saying.
Is that okay? I
So,
get it. Shoulder to shoulder.
no. Yeah, like
Look, Kay's she's giving like coaching.
sorry.
the only time two people
probably
slept
shouldn't.
on the up in the bunk at the same time, we did an overnight drive once, and I forget where to where. But yeah, I don't. That was the only time. Usually it was either me or our guitar player.
So you don't really
We'll be up
sleep
there.
in the bunk that much because it's just
No.
it's got to be
No,
so
you're
crowded.
just rolling around the whole time because, you know,
Pretty much
Actually-
you wait until you get wherever you're going and try to.
you
catch
try. You get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep a day. And
you just kind of deal with it.
Yeah, and that's why, that's why I tell people, like, everybody thinks it's all fun and games on the road, and it's really, really, really tough. You know what I mean?
I
it.
just
But
like
it's-
Jack Daniels, so
Yeah. Well, there's really no fun in sleeping off a hangover, sitting like this, you
Yeah,
know, in a van.
sounds terrible.
with
rolled
people
up in your
next to
CAT
you.
scan.
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've always been curious about. Like you hear all these stories about these, these huge rock bands, especially a lot of it came out of the '80s. and
Sure,
stuff
Motley
like
Crue
that,
and Bon
you know,
Jovi and stuff. Sure.
Guys just getting slammered every night and
Yeah.
playing the next day. So, and I don't mean to dwell on the alcohol point of view of it, but like, can you play the drums effectively if you've had a few drinks? I'm sure there's a point where it gets bad.
I don't
but
drink.
before. The
I don't drink, but I'll have like 2 or 3 beers before the show, and we all do a band shot of Jack Daniels before we go on stage. It's just kind of a ritual thing we do every night. But if I start like really hammering them or like, really going to town on them, I'll end up playing either way too fast, way too sloppy. It's obvious that I'm drunk.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
sure.
And it's really only happened once or twice where I've been told the next morning, like,
By the way, you were
need
playing
to-
the wrong song.
yeah, like you need to reel it in a little bit.
get your shit
And-
together.
But I'm usually sleeping right up until the point we play, and I'll bring up 2 beers next to me on stage, and so I'll usually like pound those back during the set, and then afterwards, then it's time to go to work, pack everything up, shoot back to the hotel, and by that point I'm exhausted and straight to bed.
I'm gonna point out he's like I don't play like drunk. It's like 2 or 3 beers like before the show, and then a shot of Jack Daniels before I go on, and then I'm loaded up with 2 or 3 beers like on stage like while I play.
You have to understand
that's-
something.
yeah.
If I do 6 beers and a shot of Jack Daniels, like I'm not sure I can hold 2 drumsticks.
You
in my
have
hand.
you have to understand something. When I'm talking about 2 or 3 beers from the time we get to the venue at, like, let's say 4:00 in the afternoon till the time we go on stage around 10:00 at night.
Okay.
And then, so that's 2 or 3 plus a shot of Jack. Now, when I go on stage, we do 30 songs, average 30
You do
songs,
30 songs. How
Yeah.
long is that set?
an hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
Usually, like an
Okay.
hour
All
10,
right.
hour 15. And the amount of calories I'm burning, the amount I'm sweating,
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I
probably burn
mean?
A ton of calories.
and
yeah,
and
I get that.
And I usually wind up with like a full beer. I usually like can finish a beer in the amount of time we're playing, but we never take breaks because we're playing 30 songs.
Sure.
I mean,
I
nonstop.
was gonna say that's like a really full set.
Yeah. I mean, we do. We definitely get a workout in for sure. So, I really don't have much.
Really, some water on
This is
stage
the-
would do you good, actually.
this
You
is
know,
the
a little bit of
ADD.
hydration after the shot of Jack.
Yeah.
and everything.
I love the amount of shit that she gives you. This is my best thing.
This is
I don't know where this.
That's why I'm
bug
here, right?
Is,
she's a
but
sweetheart.
Is that why I'm here?
you know?
there's a bug flying around here that I heard hit the door behind
Yeah.
me.
That's
Yeah,
big.
I think it's behind me now.
A fucking Mothra. Where did it
Banging
go?
around the room. I don't know. It's back in the corner.
Sneak up and lay eggs in my brain.
I like your Jesus on your fridge. It's he's
Do we have
in,
Oh.
Jesus?
Is
Oh,
that,
my magnetic dress
that-
me up Jesus.
am I right? Yeah, yeah, that's it, right? Mhm.
Yep.
There's so much shit in this room.
some
People are
sweet
always like,
jorts.
"Oh, I like this thing," and I'm like, "I didn't know this thing was in that room."
Yes, I saw it. It's
The-
very
Jesus jorts.
Oh hell
That's
yeah!
cool.
That's party.
Jean
Jesus.
shorts.
He's ready for the
having-
summertime.
He's
having
ready
a
to
good time.
party for your sins.
Oh, he's even got a full sheep outfit.
Yes, I see that up there.
Yeah.
Look at that. How
I definitely
creative.
bought that while I was hammered drunk on it.
He also has his little baby sheep up there with him.
Is that like kind of like Christmas when you get when you get packages?
Yeah.
You don't remember ordering them. You're like, ooh, what did I order?
I always like. I think because drunk me is still like frugal me, but I make slightly dumber decisions. I already make plenty of dumb decisions, but I always remember everything. But then it's like I wake up in the morning and I was like, did I really just order a magnetic Jesus dress me up paper doll to put on my refrigerator? So of course,
but then when it gets here, you're like stoked on it.
I was like, "This is awesome!" And
That's pretty awesome.
And then I got married, and my Catholic wife was like, "You're not putting that on the refrigerator." I was like,
Okay,
"All right,
understandable.
that's going on the basement refrigerator."
I had a high school buddy who, like, in the early years after high school, maybe early 20s, he tells us one day, he's like, "Man, I got so fucked up last night. Like, I drank like 10 beers, and then I decided to drink. I ran out of beers, and I was like, I need something else to drink. And the only thing I could find was NyQuil. So I drank a half bottle of NyQuil. And then I had this fucked up dream where I was on eBay, and I found a Cal Ripken rookie card, and I ordered that shit.
Oh, no.
And we were like, that doesn't seem like that fucked up a dream. And he was like, yeah, but it seems so real and boring. Like, I think I'd hallucinate something horrible when I, drank that combination. And then 10 days later, he came home and found his mom crying at the kitchen table with a Cal Ripken rookie card and a receipt for like $2,000.
Oh my holy shit!
Oh, no.
I was just gonna say, like, that's got to be an expensive fucking card.
Yeah, but I'm like, it might be like 100 or 200
It came in that
bucks.
like thick acrylic, like it was, a really rare, whatever. And he ordered it on eBay, and yeah. Fortunately, I think they were able to like return it or sell it or something like that. But yeah,
They could return it. I didn't know. Can you return?
I don't know
stuff
what
on
they
eBay?
did. Whatever they did, they were able to recoup almost all of the money. I don't think they got all of it.
I was gonna say you
They
just put it back up on eBay. I guess.
Yeah, they either resold it. I want to say they resold it to like a local. This was back when like Front Row Collectibles was still around. Like I
yeah.
think they were able
I
to
miss
sell
that
it
store.
to. Yeah. Back when they did like comic book stuff, they were able to sell it to like a sports collectible place.
Gotcha.
Some, $1,800 or something like that.
Yeah, but still.
God.
Oh man.
Don't drink NyQuil, kids. Not in
Yeah.
those quantities. I can't believe they sell that purple NyQuil now, right? Have you seen this?
I don't understand how people still drink NyQuil when they sell the gel caps.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's 2017. Who's still drinking the liquid?
It always seems to me like the liquid
Alcoholics
is like...
drink the liquid.
Didn't you drink it last year?
Cheers to that.
No, I've never. I don't. The only time I've probably ever drank is like when I'm really sick and I'm too sick to leave the house, and I'm desperate and I'm just like do a shot of it real quick.
That's true.
But
That's true. He
if
was sick. He was really sick.
yeah, but it's 2017. Who's still drinking NyQuil?
2017.
Pills don't seem like they work as well to me. Like
Oh,
if I'm
no, but
really,
you gotta
if
take-
I'm really sick,
Yeah, but you got
I
to
want
take
the
4 or
liquid.
5 of them.
Like it's well,
So here's that's the difference. Like you can drink like a little extra NyQuil and not feel like some sort of addict, but the moment you start throwing back like 5-6 pills of NyQuil, like you're like, I'm a fucking drug addict. Like what the hell's going on?
Maybe there's a
But-
problem.
Yeah. You pour a little heavy in that plastic cup.
yeah, you're
Nothing
okay.
nothing wrong with
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Throw an extra pill in there, you're a goddamn mess.
Drop a pill into the plastic cup with the
Oh, it's
liquid
like a
NyQuil.
bomb. That's when you
Yeah,
know you're.
yeah.
It's all about the way you. It's all about the way
That's
you
it
look
right
at
there.
it, though. If you just kind of view it as candy, like just popping them back, like they're Cheerios. It's all good. You know.
Yeah, the purple NyQuil is NyQuil without the medicine in it.
Oh,
It just knocks you out. Yeah, the ZQuil. Yeah. It seems really
Just a disclaimer: I'm not a pill addict. I was just thinking about it. And I was like, I didn't really like chuckle after I said popping back five or six.
No, seriously, guys, let's throw back some pills.
I just need to go ahead and
I don't
publicly
understand why
state that
people
I
don't
don't
throw
have
back
a pill.
pills instead. Works great.
No, I'm just saying. Like, it's
Like they're candy.
It's so easy. You wake up in the morning, you throw back some pills.
You guys, just pop the pills.
just Dayquil. Get you up and
And
going.
Monday.
It's better than it's better than smoking meth.
That's
Right?
a moment that happens with almost every one of our guests. And it's always my favorite. They throw something out there, and maybe like it doesn't quite get the laugh, or they don't laugh, and they just throw a joke out there, and then we move on, and they're like, wait, no, I don't fuck kids, guys. That was a joke.
Let me just clarify that.
Yeah.
We have had a couple people have to clarify that.
I would hope so. That
No,
wasn't the
guys.
first thing that popped into your mind to use it as an example.
My dad didn't hit my mom. Like that was a joke. Just
We had like a 5-week span where
Oh, it was so
every
bad.
time the guest had some story about domestic violence, and it was like, and oftentimes not a funny, interesting story. No, it was just like you're explaining domestic violence on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna
You know?
keep it light.
Yeah,
no
that's
domestic
pretty
violence
depressing.
stories.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's our next segment.
Funny domestic violence
on
stories.
Last Call.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
So what's with domestic violence?
What's the deal with domestic violence?
Say something funny.
No,
More wine, please.
just can I have some more wine?
Domestic
No.
violence.
After
stuff
that,
comes up.
Have some-
You know
have
what?
some more
you don't,
natty
you don't have
daddy.
to be fancy here. You can lose the glass.
Yeah, just drink it out of the bottle. What's
Just
she doing?
direct from the bottle. Nobody here's judging.
She's got to be some kind of.
always remain
Go
classy,
for it, go
folks.
for it.
I like
Always
the
remain-
XL wine glass
Yes.
though. That's
Do it.
I mean, it does hold a lot, so it's like classy.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I like
well,
I like where
well,
you're
it's
at.
One glass a day. This is health food.
Yes.
Why do you think I have a rum and coke
Are these your
poured,
wives? I like
poured
her.
in a bucket?
Like her. She knows what she's doing.
Oh, we didn't get married by accident. She knows how to drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
this
good
is a
woman.
massive wine glass.
And the sad thing is, there's like 8 more just like that. It's like, I was thinking about it, we don't have any like normal wine glasses. It's all like that. Like
And that's your
That's
shot
good.
glass, right?
pretty much.
It's basically a shot glass. So you guys do
Shoot.
everything big.
Bottoms up.
Oof.
Make it happen.
Oh.
I don't know how you did that.
We had that happen one time. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast before, but we will play a game sometimes. We call it the finger game at bars, and everyone has to put their finger on a mystery shot. And then basically you count down and you go 3, 2, 1, and you guess how many people are going to still have their finger on.
Oh, I've done that before. Yeah.
That's a
fun
Is that when
game.
you pick the shot? You pick
Yeah,
the shot.
the
what
loser
you're gonna be
picks
doing? Yeah.
the shot for the next round.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's always something like bad for the most part. But we were at City Limits one time visiting a friend, and there were like, I don't know, like 8 of us. And my wife and I showed up kind of late, and we jumped in on the finger game. And she ended up losing, and she thought it was a bomb, but it was really like 3 shots of Jameson in one glass.
Poor thing.
And our friend Tatro saw her so my wife drinks Jameson.
I was about to throw up.
She has,
Just like
she has
thinking
no
about
problem with it, but she scared the shit out of everyone in this bar because she went, boom, took this whole glass to the head, and then goes, "Oh, that was Jameson." And everybody's like, "What the fuck just happened? Holy shit!"
Oh my goodness,
That's funny.
that's impressive. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
J-Mo.
and she actually did well the rest of the night too. Because I'm a firm believer that if you drink what you're used to, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Until a certain point,
Right.
but it's when you get outside of your comfort zone.
Right. See, I remember
interesting.
I went to the
Explore the
Phoenix.
seas, yeah.
I went up to the Phoenix one night for my birthday, and somebody had bought me a shot, and I had just gotten there, so this is my first drink. I didn't drink it all beforehand. So I walk in, and this guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, man, happy birthday!" Da 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 da. And it was kind of like fruity looking, so I was like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Thanks, man. Cheers," and slam it back, thinking that it was like, just like an easy like, "Hey, good to see you shot. Mm-hmm. It was liquid cocaine.
Oh yeah. Oh, that used to be one of my favorites.
But I wasn't expecting it. And it was like something
Was it
that
Big Dave?
No, it might have been Big Dave, actually.
It was probably Big Dave.
It might have been. I was going to say it was either him or
Justin Randall.
One of those, one of the guys in that crew. Oh, I think it was Big Dave. But anyway, immediately, like it wasn't what I expected. You know what I mean? And those are really strong. And if you're not expecting it, it's going to like really take you by surprise. And immediately, like as soon as it went down, like it jolted me and I threw it right back up. But I was standing right next to the trash can, by the bar. So I just grabbed the trash can and just like hurled right into it. But it wasn't much. It was just like the shot.
Yeah, it's just the shot coming back,
whatever.
Yeah.
But Aaron saw it.
Right.
And grabbed me by the collar.
Aaron's a former bouncer at Phoenix.
So like if you're throwing up.
I mean, if somebody's throwing up at the bar, like they've obviously had too much, and I'm like pleading my case on the way out, and I'm like, look, I just got here. And I knew Aaron, like I was buddies with him, you know what I mean? Like I was like,
no, I get it.
He was just like,
we should mention that you used to. The reason I said Ellicott City Power Couple, you used to work in Ellicott City. You bounced across the street.
I worked at Cocoa Lane all the way up until I was on tour at the time of the flood, but I worked all the way up until planning on coming back and working there once I got back from tour. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, acts of God. Yeah, it sucks, man. It really sucks for everybody down there. But what are you gonna do? It's out of everybody's hands at this point, I guess. I think. I don't know. I don't know the stories. I've been pretty out of the loop. You know what I mean? I haven't been to Ellicott City in a long time.
Yes.
So I haven't really gotten the inside scoop on like what's going on with certain restaurants. I mean, we were talking about Portales earlier.
Ellicott City.
It really sucks, though, man. It really, 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 really sucks. And it really sucked that, when all that went down, I was so far away, and if I was here, I'd be helping out with the relief efforts and stuff, and it just really sucked. The only thing we did, or the only thing that I did to help out in the relief effort was doing the Main Street Music Festival, playing that. And that was it. Man, I just felt like that was kind of lame. Like, that was the only thing I could do. Like, if I was home and I could go and help shovel out, the restaurant that I worked at for, almost 10 years.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
And but everybody, I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir with you, because
I started... Like, I worked in Ellicott City for about 8 years, and it was pretty much all Diamondback was the main thing. And we had just switched over to Portales right before the flood happened, and then everything goes down. And at the same time this is happening, my wife has our son.
Yeah.
So it's like, while Ellicott City is trying to recover, I'm dealing with a newborn, and it's like, so I missed a couple events, like trying to fucking help with Portales and stuff. And I felt bad, and I was like, I mean,
there's only so much you can do.
Nobody's gonna be mad that I took care of my firstborn kid.
Exactly, exactly. But still, I mean, it's like there's still a part. Yeah, there's still a part of you that you're like, I just wish I could have done something. I wish I could have been out there, like, breaking a sweat with the guys that I worked with and trying to like rebuild everything, because, that neighborhood means a lot to everybody. If you ever worked down there, if you're a regular that went down there, that really affected, a lot of people, heavily, close friends, or, can't open their businesses back up, and they're all suffering. And it's just weird to think about like certain people that owned businesses down there that are like working day jobs now, like that are just like schleps. You know what I mean? Like, like business owners who were like successful and like had like thriving businesses going that are gone, forever. And now they're, working at FedEx or working at, wherever. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's really weird.
Sorry, the look she gave him was fucking priceless.
Sorry. Ignore the look.
Okay.
This is all audio, anyway. The videos. I don't know if they're gonna be able to see that.
There's the video.
She's just shooting me
no.
looks like the whole time.
They'll see it.
Really?
Rewind it.
Hold on. What was
Rewind
the
it.
What
was the
He
look
says
for?
FedEx,
Okay, this
and
was the
her
look. Are
head-
you guys ready? Okay.
Her head turns on a swivel.
What was the look
like,
for?
Just like
What was the look for?
nothing. I was just enjoying your story. There's no look. Maybe not. Keep going,
there was a
Chris.
look.
Keep going, Chris.
So Ellicott City is trying to recover.
Yeah.
You're at home taking care of your first baby. You're, I don't know,
Wherever.
not banging
Bowling or
groupies
something.
in a CAT scan bunk bed in the top of a.
Thank you. That
Dodge
makes me feel
Definitely
good.
not
Yeah.
doing any of that.
Yeah.
Definitely
me
not.
feel great.
But thank you for bringing it up, though.
What's that?
I said thank you
said
for.
allegedly. I didn't
I-
say.
That wasn't even
Allegedly,
allegedly.
I
Nobody's even
appreciate it.
alleging anything like that.
I like that we've spent like at least half of this podcast giving Katie a poor complex.
It's all right.
I'm gonna hear about it later on.
Yeah,
She's gonna be like,
I
so,
have been diminished.
What are the?
and-
We're gonna be on the way home. She's gonna be like, so what do those guys know that I don't know? What? What are you talking about?
Oh. Oh,
They
God,
watch
love
one
it.
Motley Crue documentary, and that's how every band acts on the road.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like, so
I
how many
heard of
pounds of
David
cocaine
Bowie.
did you snort a day?
I didn't even get into the cocaine. I,
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even get into the cocaine.
you know what? That's funny.
good.
I just learned that not that long ago. You mentioned the brown M&Ms thing. Do you know the story behind that?
I don't remember who it's about, but
I
an
want to say
aphrodisiac,
I want to
right?
say it's Motley Crue. No, so Motley Crue had in their hospitality rider that they wanted one bowl of M&Ms but brown only.
All right.
And for years, everybody's like, "What a bunch of pricks!" And they went back and they talked to their tour manager later, and they said, "No, the reason we did that was because if we showed up and they didn't have the M&Ms that were just brown, we knew that the team didn't read the rider completely.
Right.
And that meant that they didn't pay attention to the other details in the contract, like how to hang lighting and how power is supposed to be strung. And now people are at risk because they didn't properly read our needs coming into the venue. So if they showed up and that stuff wasn't there, and that wasn't the only thing on the list, but it was like it was a what do they call it? A canary for them, like that
Right.
something wasn't right there.
Sure, it makes total
interesting.
sense.
Yeah, I thought it
Smart.
was really
It makes
clever.
total
Yeah.
sense.
And they took shit for it for a long time. MTV would always be like, Motley Crue and their fucking brown M&Ms. What a
Yeah,
bunch
but
of,
I mean,
what a bunch
look,
of douchebags.
yeah.
But I thought it was really clever.
But you think
It's actually smart,
Motley
yeah.
Crue cares who thinks they're douchebags or not? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they
I
care.
don't remember. It's Motley Crue or Van Halen. It was one of those.
Yeah,
80s
sure,
super
80s metal
bands.
bands.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
who it was, but
No,
I thought that was really clever.
I mean, it totally makes sense, and you have to pay attention to that stuff. I mean, it's not about being a dick, but it's about like, honestly, when you're really like when you roll into a venue or to a city, and you send out your tour manager sends out a hospitality rider to all the promoters. It's just like across the board wherever you're playing, and it contains payment. Instructions like how we're getting paid, if it's going to be a cash payment, if it's a door deal, if it's getting a wire transfer, if it's and then
blowjob.
and then the
Oh, fuck me.
and then you happy you came?
Can that be the
Yes.
name of the episode?
Yep.
Cat scan.
No,
blowjob.
it can't. It can't. We can't
Damn
have
it.
blowjob in the name of the episode.
Yes, you can because we're not monetizing.
No, I'm more worried about. No, all right. Sorry.
Okay.
So it's got stuff like payment information.
Yeah,
and
but
we always battle each other because he has a job that matters.
no, I'm not worried about my
I don't
job.
care.
Like I'm friends with my mom on Facebook, so when I go to promote this,
oh, that's
you're
right.
like,
So
listen
am
to the
I.
new Last Call podcast called episode
moms are on
42,
Facebook,
Cat
too.
Scan Blowjob.
Hi, Mom.
Your
bet.
mom knew what you were getting into.
We haven't made you say anything horrible yet. We haven't talked about what you were up to for 5 weeks while he was out riding around. In a
I just
Sprinter
had
here.
vodka come through my nose. That's nothing. I wouldn't tell his mom or
That
my
was-
mom either.
Wait a second,
so-
that happened when I was
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. She was away pounding
Repeatedly.
vodka
That
shots.
happened a long time
In
ago.
the
When you
cat
were gone,
scan.
what
The
happened?
cats.
Yeah, ask
I
her
don't
who
know.
bought her the vodka shot.
Yeah.
Nah, me.
Different story for another day.
Next podcast. Let's see.
It'll be the breakup podcast. The breakup episode.
I heard Good Charlotte came
I'm
through
just
town in
kidding.
their own Sprinter van. I'm not saying she was there. I'm just saying. I don't know why I chose Good Charlotte. They're definitely not on tour.
Good job.
I think they are. I think they're doing it.
Are they?
wish
I thought
they
they,
weren't.
I thought they broke
Are
up
they?
years ago.
No, I think they just came out with a new album. But
So we went to school with Billy Martin.
It's a front apart.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Don't
He was
judge.
really cool until he got into Good Charlotte.
I know he was living in Ellicott City for a long time. Or he
Was he
might
really?
still.
Oh, I didn't know.
He would hang out at the Phoenix quite a bit.
I went to daycare with that kid.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Wow.
Were you like his bully?
No.
Because you look like you would be a bully. You'd look like you
Everyone
would
says
like...
that now.
Not
You
back
don't
then.
look like
No.
a bully.
No?
Not back then.
Oh, okay. So if you saw him for like old time's sake, would you like pull his underwear over his head?
Probably just
be like,
because
"You
of his
nerd."
involvement with Good Charlotte, but
Oh, come on.
Can't knock him for that.
no, I don't knock him at all. Like, because I knew him. Like I said, it was like daycare. Like we went to the same like family's home in elementary school,
Right.
and so in high school he's a year older, and then in high school is when he like became part of Good Charlotte.
Right.
And so he's an artist. He's also like artistic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember that from like first, second grade, like him drawing on you take like a paper grocery bag and turn it into like a book cover.
Yeah.
He would draw on the book covers. I remember that shit because that was like impressive to me
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
as like an aspiring first grade artist that as I was. And then I reintroduced myself to him in art class in like my junior year or whatever, and it was right as he was like Good Charlotte was starting to become like a big thing, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's a douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just
Well, was he like, was
And I
it like a
noticed that.
pompous thing or like, did he think he was like,
not really. He really isn't. Like as far as I could tell at that point, he really wasn't a bad guy.
right.
But I know how like everyone else in the band is such a douche.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know him personally, and honestly, I don't know any of the other guys.
Probably kind of running the
personally.
same. Well, I don't know how long you've been in your band. You may not run in the same circles anymore. I guess back in the day you would have. How long have you been a musician for? Like you're roughly.
Well,
our age, like-
I've played locally since 2001. Like,
So yeah, so you would have run. Kind
yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
same
we've
circles,
definitely
yeah.
like we've been in the same social, kind of
Yeah,
like mutual.
You
We
know
have
a lot of the same people.
Yeah, we've got a ton of mutual. I would just say acquaintances, not even friends, but just stories I've heard. Billy always seemed like he was kind of the more level-headed one, and
Yeah.
the twins were always off.
Oh yeah, they were both
yeah,
douchebags.
yeah. That's I don't know personally, so I'm not going to speak on it, but
I'll flat out take that jump.
Yeah.
They're both douchebags.
So they broke up.
Billy
for,
was all right.
They broke up for 4 years, and they came back in 2015.
I was just saying, I think
Thank God.
I thought
mean, I
don't know.
I didn't have enough Good Charlotte in my life.
So they have the self-titled album, then their big one, The Young and the Hopeless, then 3 more albums, and then they get to a greatest hits, and then a greatest remixes.
Greatest.
That seems weird.
What?
Like four-
Greatest
Yeah,
hits
yeah,
and
that's kinda-
remixes.
It's kind of fucked up, right?
What do they do? Like a Jay-Z
Wait, they
and
had-
Linkin Park thing or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold
I'm
on,
just
they
looking
had,
at the
like,
Wikipedia.
5 albums? Is that what you said?
They had quite a few.
6 albums.
6 albums. I
Yeah,
had no
yeah.
idea.
But I think they really only peaked at their second one. I think their first one was really big. I think locally with like HFS really launched them. I think was like their like kickoff point with Little Things.
Their first one was 2000, and then 200002 was Young and the Hopeless.
Yeah, that was like their
big
that was
one.
their TRL album.
Yeah.
And then
TRL, holy shit.
and then I think
Right.
We're all dating ourselves.
but then I think they peaked after that, and it's tough. It's tough for bands to really once you're at the top of the mountain to put something else out that's can match that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the hardest.
It's almost impossible, and that's why
Especially
they're.
when you're fucking awful to begin with.
Well, I mean, that's
Oh,
why.
come
That's why
on.
that's why there's only a few bands
They were
out there.
awful.
There's only a few bands out there that can really like stand the test of time.
I don't remember the rest of it. But that was some catchy shit.
Little things. Little
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, it was
that.
like a shoe commercial.
It
or
wasn't
something.
for you.
Yeah, I hate everything.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
know,
well, that's true.
but you know what? You know why they were so massive? It's because you weren't buying the album, and you weren't buying the album. She was buying
Oh,
the
thank
album.
you. Thank you. I actually do have them on my
I was
phone.
gonna say
Walk
because
down
when
streets,
those
There
albums,
it is.
where I
We
live.
figured it out.
13-year-old girls,
Okay.
that was their.
Thanks,
I
Chris.
bet I own one.
Appreciate
I
it.
bet I own one Good Charlotte.
You know what? I did like a few of their songs. Well, I don't really have a problem with them, but
Uh-oh.
whatever.
She's got the wine eyes.
I know. I'm starting to feel that whole bottle. Finally.
No. 2 glasses.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm there for you.
Absolutely. 2 glasses and a half.
But no, like that's why I think when bands like Green Day or like Red Hot Chili Peppers or like I'm thinking of like bands that we grew up with who were still putting out like playing in front of 100,000 people, and like that's amazing to me. To be able to go ahead and plateau and to stay on that level for so long, for 20 plus years, is insane. If you think about that, it's insane.
Well, Green Day's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Fuck did Dave Grohl sell his
The Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl's been in the music scene.
Out hit singles.
Yeah, and
How
they
the fuck
should
is that possible?
because he's the man. Because for one, he doesn't take himself too seriously as a
That's
musician.
true.
Yeah, I can
Number
can
two,
respect.
number two, he's Number two, he's a cool ass fucking dude who just kind of he really. I've never met him in person, but from all accounts, and I know his tour. I know his assistant tour manager. I know it's like a third degree of separation, like everybody knows somebody, but from all accounts, from people that know him and like are in his inner circle, he is one of the fucking coolest dudes that you'd ever want to work with. Like just such a normal, down to earth, just regular guy. And he's from Virginia. You know what I mean? So like that, I think that has a lot to do. He's not like a California dude or anything.
I love him. I love him to death.
Yeah.
But
And he's a killer musician.
How
too.
many times has he banged a random groupie in a CAT scan top bunk of a Sprinter van?
he's got a real bus, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's had
come
a real
on.
bus
He's got his own.
since fucking Nirvana,
he's
dude.
got
He's got
private
a
jets.
room devoted to that. There's a
On the bus.
yeah. They have
its
a
own
banging
bathroom.
room and they have a blowjob room. Like there's separate rooms for that stuff.
All
like,
separate, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've
The
Yeah.
music industry is crazy, I tell you.
he was the fourth most important person in Nirvana, right?
The fourth? Well, there were only 3 guys in that band. It was Kurt.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Chris Novoselic
Well, he was
and-
that. He was that.
No, he's
bad.
definitely
It was Kurt, and then
no. Everybody,
Dave.
the other guy,
And then the bass
and then the
player.
manager, and then fucking
Oh.
Dave Grohl.
No.
everybody likes to shit on the drummer. It's definitely like
Show me a good band that doesn't have a drummer.
No, he's
Bassist
he's a
is way-
he's a fantastic drummer and a core part of Nirvana.
I'm going to take
But
quite
you're a
offense to
drummer
this.
and you know Nirvana.
Yeah.
Is any of their shit that hard? Is there any really interesting shit going on?
No, but you
And
know
the
what?
drums?
No, but you know what? If you look at the Foo Fighters' first album, he played every single instrument.
I'm not trying to take away from him. He's amazing,
Yeah.
but he wasn't doing anything crazy in Nirvana.
No,
right?
but I think it just as a whole. I'm not even a big Nirvana fan, so I'm not even gonna like. I'm Nirvana really makes has no impact on my life, but can I acknowledge that he was talented when I listened to Nirvana songs, and that he was playing stuff. He invented that whole kind of grunge, like alternative rock style.
you don't want to go back and try to deconstruct Nirvana because
Yeah.
you realize, oh wait, the vocals weren't very good, the guitar wasn't very.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Sure, but
and the drumming wasn't very
Because
good.
everything
So
at that
it's like-
time, was so polished and so manufactured and so overproduced, and Nirvana hit the scene, and it was like, that's why it was grunge. They came out, it looks like they hadn't showered in a month, but then all their clothes were dirty, and they just went out and just like went for it, and their sound was as dirty as they looked. You know what I mean? And that's what was so cool about it.
it was awesome.
So they were a groundbreaking band for sure. What?
CJ just wished me a happy birthday. Thank you.
Is it your birthday today?
No.
No, it's not.
It's actually
I was
not.
on tour. I missed her birthday. And so we celebrated today.
Yeah.
And I posted a thing on Instagram
He did mention that.
Happy birthday.
And I forgot, so happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
belated
you.
birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday
you.
to both of you. 'Cause
Yes.
Hers
Yeah,
was a
we're
month ago.
celebrating
Mine's
late.
tomorrow, but we're all wishing her a happy
Happy birthday to both of you.
He gets a little jealous, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No,
it's
we're
all good.
celebrating him tonight at the Phoenix. So
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Phoenix and get.
Good luck, everybody.
good luck,
Yeah, it's
everybody.
like
I'm gonna
fuck
get
work
him. What did
tomorrow.
you call it? A cocaine shot?
Liquid cocaine.
Okay, yes. That
Yeah, it's really
I
gonna be
don't know
wild
what
on a
that
Tuesday
is.
night.
I gotta
I'm sure.
admit, but I'll order it anyway.
No, you won't.
No, I
I don't
won't.
even know
Okay.
who's there anymore, or I'd send one your way.
I don't remember.
I was gonna say I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not even gonna guess because
Yeah.
I'll guess and they'll be like, I haven't worked there in 6 months.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only person I can think of that used to work on Tuesdays.
As much fun as this has been, it's time to bring it in for a landing. Our final segment for the day.
Okay.
Would you rather, in a fight, be armed with an 8-inch knife or a crowbar?
I'll take a crowbar.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, take a crowbar because an 8-inch knife is definitely going deep enough to puncture something. Crowbar, you could hit me with it and I might still survive.
Wait, are you talking about getting hit with one
It's
or
like what
attacking
you're going
someone?
in.
Getting
That's
Oh,
what
I'm going
no,
in.
that's what
What
you,
you
get.
get.
You're
Oh,
armed.
I'm going in with a
what
knife.
I get.
You're
Oh,
armed. You're armed with one of the
I'm
other.
going in
yes,
with a knife.
absolutely. A knife. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm going crowbar.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I'm
go
going
with the
with
knife.
that-
Yeah,
and
but
turn it.
if-
No,
Good
I'm
to
going with
go.
that range.
Yeah, but you need to
'Cause
make.
I'm assuming whoever you're fighting has the other.
8 inches is a good.
Yeah, 8
size.
inches is a long.
Nah,
It's a long blade.
Nah,
That's a good one. You can hit me with a crowbar, but let my 8 inches get you.
Crowbar's like 2 feet.
So
She just said, "Let my 8 inches get you."
okay,
That,
All right. Anyway,
I'm done.
Can we make a mark of
Goodbye,
that? That's the
everybody.
name of the episode.
Oh, is it? Let my 8 inches get you.
Yeah.
I don't have a marker.
That was.
This is the
Now
only
you
reason I
would
do this show. It's like that troll gene that I have.
you're the ultimate troll. The
Would
troll
you
master.
rather, as a man, always dress in drag or always wear a full football uniform? It's a weird one.
Football uniform?
Yeah, football uniform for sure.
Really? Pads and fucking
Yeah.
jersey, helmet,
Yeah, I mean, why?
cleats.
I feel
Okay,
like
so instead of putting on a dress and makeup and a wig every day, I mean, what's worse?
I mean, I feel
What's
like
more? Yeah.
I feel like if you put some effort into it and made yourself convincing,
I'm
you could go
so
out and
pretty.
live
I know what
a
your
reasonable
so
life in
pretty.
drag,
I know what your next episode's going to be about.
as opposed
Him
to
discovering himself.
Yeah.
You're the one. You're gonna wander around all day. You're gonna go grocery shopping in head to toe, fucking helmet.
Yeah, but it's still
shoulder
function-
pads, Fucking.
I'm not
thigh
saying like
pads
dressing
and
in drag
cleats.
isn't functional, but it's
You sit at the drums.
I don't know. When you see like little kids walking around in full football
You're
equipment,
not 4.
yeah, I know what I'm saying. Like if I saw a guy walk in full pads, I'd be like, "Dang, he probably just came from a game or something."
In a helmet?
I don't know why he didn't change, but you know, hey, maybe
Or
he
take your helmet or
maybe he was in a rush. I just want everybody to think that I've been in a rush all day and I didn't have time to get out of my football
standing in
uniform.
line for a movie. You gotta sit in a movie in a football unit. It's ridiculous.
Well,
No,
I'm just saying, put some
I'd
effort
absolutely go
into it.
full uniform because I'd feel almost obligated to tackle someone at least once a day.
You still got
Yeah.
the baby face. Like you don't really like. You can shave really effectively. Like put a wig on. You're a little too big.
yeah,
So
you
that's-
immediately
that's not gonna
intimidate
work.
everybody that you come across.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. You'd
I'd
be
be
the
the
world's
ugliest bitch
biggest
you've ever
drag
seen in
queen.
your life.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't work.
Yeah.
My name's Michelle.
Michelle Tyler.
Hey, you want to go out sometime? I'll wear my football pads.
Would you rather drink the contents of a 16-ounce spittoon?
What's that? Spittoon? What is
Like-
that?
For like,
For spit?
People are like chewing tobacco and they spit into it.
16 ounces of it?
16 ounces, so it's a soda
A
and
full
a half,
pint.
right? Pint glass?
that.
Pint glass?
No.
That right there.
The second
Or
one.
smoke 100 cigarettes in a row.
Cigarettes.
No, it's got, I don't,
I mean, either way, you're getting, like,
Is there another
you're going to be on your
option?
deathbed.
no,
Maybe
yeah.
like another way out? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we,
The episode I'm working on right now is called I'd rather die.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
That
could you
was-
kill
that's
yourself
right.
instead?
That was a response to one of the would you rather's.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think it was off the card. I think we offered. Oh no, it was. It
No,
was
that was
off
the
the
one-
card. We offered two options, and he was like, "No, I'd rather fucking die."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
100
where he argued for.
Is there a
10
time
minutes.
limit? There's no time limit on that, is
Yeah,
there?
100
So I mean,
100
I mean, I
smokes in a
could
row.
smoke 100. You know.
I guess in a row.
I don't even
Smoke a
I don't
card.
even smoke. I'd rather smoke 100 cigarettes than.
Yeah, I don't
drink.
smoke either, but I think I'd rather,
I
drink someone's. Yeah.
No, because you put down, you put down
Uh.
a 16-ounce spittoon in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but you know how sick you're going to be after that?
I don't think
God.
you're not going to make it through 100 cigarettes. and
Well,
not
no,
be-
I'm saying like both scenarios.
I think you risk genuine injury smoking 100 cigarettes in a row. I think you start to like your blood thins
man, it's-
out. Like I think it'd be really
I
genuinely
mean,
bad
if
for
you
you.
pace yourself. I
It's
mean, the
5
cancer.
That's
will
what I'm
suck.
saying. Yeah. No.
Well,
Yeah. At least it's usually painless, and sometimes it's fast, sometimes
What,
it's
lung
slow.
cancer's painless?
No, well, I'm just
YOLO.
saying, like when it starts to develop, and then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, you have cancer, and then you feel
Oh.
everything.
yeah, it just grows for a long time. You don't even know it's there.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, bam, hey, you
life's
got
a,
it.
Life's a nightmare. Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's yep. Okay, yep.
So drink that spittoon.
I got really depressing. Really
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the spittoon. It's the-
Welcome to life.
I remember in high school, I
guess so.
smoked like 3 cigarettes in a row, trying to like impress the older kids.
You're cool.
And I got nicotine poisoning. It was like, I threw up so bad. It was like, I got really, really sick. That should have been the time where I quit smoking.
Yeah,
But I
you kept
didn't.
going.
I was like, I need to impress them tomorrow.
I ain't no quitter.
I ain't no quitter.
It's-
Quitting's for losers.
It's the week after.
know?
It's a week after 9/11, and I don't know. Everybody was.
I don't even know where we're going. This got really dark.
Yeah.
It's not that dark.
Between
It's
the
week
cancer and
after
9/11, I'm
9/11.
out.
And I
Cheers,
was
guys.
like,
See you
you know
later.
what? There are enough crazy ways that you could die in this world. I don't need to die from cancer and smoking cigarettes. I'm gonna quit smoking. I'm young. I'm like I don't know, 20, 21. So it was
No, less
2001.
than that.
So I was 20. 19.
Not even
I'm
that,
19. So I'm going to quit smoking. The way I'm going to smoke myself out. I'm going to one evening. I'm just going to smoke so many cigarettes I never want to smoke again. I'm wandering around the campus of College Park, cigarette in each hand, just like 2 different brands, just like smoking my face off. And it did not work. It did not make me quit, but it did make me want to die the next day.
Yeah.
It's
horrible.
awful. Yeah,
Nicotine
yeah.
poisoning is no joke, man.
Yeah.
It's like for real no joke. It sucks.
Speaking of cancer,
Nice.
would you rather get a glimpse while still alive of heaven or hell?
Wait, one or the other?
Yeah, you get a glimpse of one or the other.
I would say either or. Because if I could just got a glimpse of it, then I would know it existed. And then that's all I would need to change my path.
Damn.
So deep.
I'm
That
the,
was
sa- I'm the
so
same way.
deep.
Like, prove it to me, and then I'll act good.
Right? But until then, I'm going to assume that it's there. Because if it isn't there, then it isn't there. But if it is there, then, you know,
Oh, so
That might be
you're going. Assume it's there, so that
always,
I see.
always have that in the back of your mind. Because if it is there, then what are you going to do?
I mean,
Honestly, like that would be literally
Like,
terrible.
I didn't believe.
I didn't believe. And then it's like, sorry.
I'm gonna get to the pearly gates. I'm gonna be like, if you wanted me to believe, you should have made it seem like bullshit.
Yeah.
Just come down every once in a while, and just be like, hey guys, it's real.
Yeah.
Act right.
I know it's been a few thousand years, but if you could stop in every once in a while, stop being a fucking asshole.
Oh, man. I would rather have a glimpse of hell
Yeah.
because
I probably agree. Yeah.
if I could like look in and be like, holy shit, man, that's some fucked up stuff down there.
It's such
Yeah,
a,
it's kinda like
such a
checking in
man's
Then I- that-
perspective. I just gave a real
Then
woman's
I-
perspective, didn't I?
But then I could figure if I'm like, well, heaven, anything's got to be better than this. You know what I mean? Or if you could look down and be like, you know, I kind of think hell would be like a pretty raging party. You know what I mean? Because you're like,
No.
it would be really fucked
No,
up because like
I
Hitler
gotta
would be down
disagree
there.
with
and,
you on
like-
that one.
What?
Now you got me worried about the van all of a sudden. I don't know why those feelings started just.
We're back to the
They started to
van.
come back. You guys see what you did.
Van. That's it.
Thanks, fellas.
The van. No, you know what? I used to think that same kind of thing. Oh, you just get all the bad people together. The movie is Event Horizon, and they get a glimpse into hell, and they
Yeah.
show you some really fucked up stuff. Or you read fucking some of Dante's stuff from like the Inferno, and you're like, no, that does not seem.
Yeah,
like a
but
party.
how many
Like,
times
that seems like the worst shit ever?
But how many times have you and your
party.
buddies been hanging out and you're just like laughing hysterically at something? They're like, man, we're all going to hell for this. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
man, if we're going to hell for this,
I've made a
Yeah,
living.
it's gonna be
off
pretty
of that.
We're all
funny.
gonna go to hell and have our skin grated off our bodies,
Yes.
Yeah, but-
yes.
and watch our moms get murdered forever.
Right.
Like, you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
really, that would put me on a straight
You're
path.
like the
I think.
typical. I don't know. I see that as like I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you took me,
You're-
if you took me as a
yeah.
physical person and
yeah.
placed me in hell,
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want my skin grated off.
No,
Oh,
I
we
don't
hope
think
not.
anyone would. I don't think anyone would.
Unless it was in a CAT scan top monk of a sprinter somewhere in Poland.
Ugh.
That's a whole different story.
It's a whole different one, right?
But
I always,
anyway,
I always laugh at that. I always laugh at the whole thing the priests always do with
Oh,
kids
my-
when they're like, when you go to hell, you burn forever. And you know how when sometimes you do something that's painful, but you get used to it? Well, guess what? In hell, you never get used to it.
Speaking of priests, we just watched the documentary of the Keepers, which you guys
I
should
need
know
to
about,
watch it,
and the
yeah.
Ellicott City should know about. I'm sure.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
No?
No,
Oh.
I know. Everybody's talking about it.
Oh,
I
my
haven't seen it
goodness,
yet.
you need to
can
watch
actually
it.
See my mom in pictures.
Really?
Really? Did she go to Keo?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Wow.
You can see her in some.
She
of
went
the
around
group,
that time, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you can see some of the group photos, and
Oh,
it's
that's
like
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Wow.
my mom.
Did she see the documentary?
Mm-hmm.
What'd she think of it?
She, thankfully, not involved in anything terrible.
Yeah.
Good. That's great.
But
Yeah.
she was like it definitely affected her. She saw it and was like, that
Did she-
know
did-
some of these people.
I was gonna say, did she know that it was going on at least? I mean, like, she didn't, so it wasn't
no,
like a,
but once it all came out, she was like, I had a class with that woman,
Oh,
and
man.
that sort of stuff. So
it's heavy stuff, man. That was wild.
but-
Yeah.
That was wild stuff.
Hey, religion.
But I was like, we started watching it. I was like, oh, it's about a nun in Baltimore. I'm like, that's,
Yeah.
let's check it out and see what it is. And the opening scene is at Caton Tavern. I'm like, this is really weird. And then it was like all Catonsville Double T Diner. Right? I'm like, wow. I'm like, this whole thing was filmed around, basically Catonsville, Arbutus area. I'm like, wow. And I took my motorcycle rider safety thing at Keo. So, like, right before we saw it. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, that's
You
interesting.
think you
Wow.
get used to being sexually abused by a priest, but you never do.
It never
Oh,
happens.
That's so bad.
Maybe
Finally,
maybe they should invest in Sprinter vans.
Who, a priest?
would you rather,
No comment.
while relaxing at a baseball game, have a huge seagull drop? Sorry, it's split weird. Have a huge
Drop a
seagull
load.
dropping plop directly into your mouth,
Oh.
or be hit square on the ear with a major league foul ball.
Ooh.
What the fuck? That's the seagull.
Seagull,
Yeah, seagull.
You
Definitely.
get fucking brainwiped by a foul
And isn't that
ball.
good luck,
Yeah,
too?
you really do.
Don't they say if you get shit on by a bird, it's good luck?
Actually, they do. Mhm.
I have not
That
heard
is
that, but-
accurate. Tuscany, Italy. That's what they say. The only reason I know that is because I saw Under Tuscan Sun.
The more you know.
The more you drink.
She got that. She got the house. Everyone.
The red Moscato.
any female that's watched that, they'll,
No other
You'll
females
know.
watch this.
you'll know. Okay, well,
There's a
never
couple.
mind then. Never mind.
They're crazy. But there's a couple.
Is it bad
right.
that, as somebody that has taken some violent shots to the face, that I'm considering?
Yes. Yes.
A
it
foul
is.
ball to the head.
Yeah.
No.
A line drive. It could kill you.
No
instantly.
way.
My head is huge. I feel like I could take that.
I don't keep my brain all the
I
way
think your
down
wife
there.
would
I keep it
disagree.
like up there. Like,
Just gonna
oh,
speak for her on
Yeah,
that one.
probably.
Yeah.
crush you though. Oh no. No.
Yeah.
No.
I think a better one would be like,
I'd rather.
I might
I'd
be
rather-
okay with
I'd
being a
rather
little bit
take a
stupid.
shot of seagull shit.
I mean, like,
Shot glass.
that would be like, it'd be like,
I'd rather
what would be
take-
better?
Yeah.
Taking seagull shit in the mouth, or a Mike Tyson right cross as hard as he can to the face? I feel like that would be a little bit more. Line drive will kill you instantly. That's like no joke.
I think most people without training, Mike Tyson in his prime,
That's what I'm saying. Like 88
might have
Tyson.
killed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that nobody's prepared for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be on the same level as a line drive.
All right, fine.
I'm just saying, if you want
He
to be
says
more
like
of a man,
he
than,
says
than
he
me
says
and
like we're gonna
Tristan.
do
All right,
it.
fine.
Like, he says like we're gonna do it later.
I'll take the shit in the mouth.
I'll start putting together logistics. I found a seagull
Yeah.
rescue out of Catonsville.
We'll get season tickets for him, like right on the line drive area at Camden Yards. Like,
Put the Aberdeen Ironbirds on hold.
Sitting up there with like a fucking like dog collar around my neck.
Oh my god.
hit it
I'm
here,
just waiting
son.
for that.
I said it on my podcast, and I'll do it.
All right,
Up to my end of the bargain.
let's get out of here.
Well, thank you very much. The sands of time have run down.
That's cool how you guys do that.
We have run low on Miller High Life and
Do you want to plug anything? Are you touring again? You got an album? You guys got an album coming out, right?
I'm taking some time off of touring until November, and I'll be in Japan and South America for that.
Fuck yeah.
And then
what kind of van do you get there?
I don't even know. I don't know.
I think a bus, maybe. No,
Maybe
just
a bus.
I have no idea. But
Oh, sweet.
but the other guys are on tour, so check out cjramon.com. The guys are out on tour now. I don't know when.
North American,
It's East Coast.
East Coast. Okay.
Yeah, they came back and started
The
their
best
tour
of
on.
the coasts.
They came back and started on Monday night, and I just with my day job and everything, I just couldn't swing that. So they got another drummer to sit in for me on that, and then they're going back to the UK and Ireland in August, and then we'll be going to Japan and South America.
So if you want to hear the real good shit, wait for the Japanese tour.
But
That fill-in drummer guy. Whoever
but yeah,
that
man.
is.
But
It'll all be
cjramon.com.
blurry, but I mean, it'll be pixelated, but
what's that?
be some good shit.
What?
Don't worry about
The
it.
tour in Japan.
We're only there for like 5 days, 4 or 5 days.
Plenty of hand jobs.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
I'm
But it'll
sorry.
be
Yeah,
it'll be
thanks
in
a
the
lot.
backseat of
It's okay.
a
Thank
Civic,
you.
though.
My confidence is sky high right now.
I meant for the other guys in the band. Not
right.
No, for nobody in the
well,
band.
Okay. They're all in
For the
solid
tour manager.
tour
relationships.
manager.
But
The
tour manager, for
merch
sure.
guy.
yes, that's okay.
Yeah,
Merch guy.
yeah. Merch guy can do his thing.
Not always
yeah.
a merch guy. Not always a merch guy. A merch gal. You had Naughty.
Yeah, we had a merch gal in
Yeah,
Europe.
You had Naughty in Europe. She
Yep.
was good.
Yeah,
And
was
she's
cool.
actually
she's in a relationship.
So many
too.
guys were
Yeah, with
knuckle deep in that
Nick.
fucking Sprinter.
No one was
I
knuckle
just
deep
imagine
in
the
anything.
No.
band luring some groupie into the van for like the next leg, but then they're like, you know what? We're all committed, but the fucking merch guy, he'll go up top with you. Like,
No, it's
Pawning
kind of
her
funny.
off.
Our tour manager is from
that's
our tour
terrible.
manager. His name is Banana, and he's from East Berlin, and he's a wild man. So I don't know what happened with him. I couldn't keep an eye on him the whole time, but I'm sure he got into some pretty shady
who
shit.
knows what happens? What happens at the top of the van
Some-
stays in the top.
But
of
I
the
don't
van.
think nobody did anything in the van because everybody knows that we all slept up there. So if anybody did anything cruddy up there,
I'm just
Then
saying
there'd
somebody
be,
took
you
that
know-
banana.
huh?
Somebody took that banana.
Oh yeah, and he would tell us. She got the banana last night. Anyway,
Was it Sean Connery?
that was that was my German. I can't do a German accent.
He's actually usually pretty good at imitating people.
Yeah, just not
It's
German.
the Natty Daddy. It's okay.
I know.
It must be the natty.
Pretty
Daddy,
good. I'm
yeah.
drinking.
All right. Well,
Don't feel bad. Every accent I
Thank
do
you
turns
very
into an
much
insulting
to,
Mexican accent.
thank you very much for stopping in and
Thanks for
joining
having
us,
me, man.
guys.
This was cool.
It was great for both of you to join us.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Sorry for
I'm just here.
putting all kinds of tension on the relationship.
Oh yeah,
Because of that
it's
Sprinter.
definitely gonna be.
Okay. Well, we'll see in November if we're still here or not,
Yeah,
right?
all right,
I mean,
all right.
come on.
All right.
No, that was a joke.
All right. We'll have you guys back afterwards.
We'll have you back in whatever combination is appropriate.
Yeah.
You, if she leaves, just you if he leaves. I don't know.
We'll
Whatever.
interview the sprinter.
Back
van.
again?
That's okay.
Banana?
We'll take a black light to that shit.
Sprinter cab confessions.
Oh, we will not.
Light up
Oh
like
my
the New York
God.
City skyline.
This is so bad.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for coming back for another Last Call podcast. My name is Mikey T. I'm joined as always by Tristan. Thank you very much to Chris and Katie for joining us. We'll see you next time on the next Last Call.